What is up, you guys? So in this video, I'm going to be going over AMD and why I just sold all of my position. Now, for those of you that don't know, I've had multiple videos about AMD in this channel. I've been covering them for, about a year now. And, I've been an investor for a little bit over a year. And, all around, I love the company. And I'm just going to kind of go through my final interaction with AMD and really like kind of where I was left off from the stock and what I sold at and everything like that. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Dan, and this is the Millennial Investing Channel. I go over technology, finances, and anything related to those subjects. So if you like those subjects, stick around. But without further ado, let's jump right in the video. So I just sold out of my entire AMD position. Now, I made a post about it the other day in my Instagram. So if you guys don't follow my Instagram, make sure to check that out. I try to, put a story up or a post up daily whenever I make a transaction that's, important and that I think you guys would want to know about. So, make sure that's in the bio down below. It's at Millennial Investing 101. And so, I posted it there, and then I got a lot of people messaging me about, why you're selling now, like you should hold on. Why aren't you going to wait for the next earnings report, da-da-da. And, I just kind of wanted to give my, opinion as to why I, don't want to be invested in AMD right now. And really, just my justification for it. So it pretty much boils down to four major things. And now the first one being is that it hit my price target. So, if you look at any of my videos, I'll put cards up here, whatever. I have, reviewed AMD for a very long time. And, back at, $10 a share, $9 to $10 a share, I repurchased all of my position. And then, I believed that, things that were going on with AMD were going, through the roof, and that they were going to have great growth over the next couple of years. And that things with Intel weren't hitting, and that because of that, AMD was going to be able to grab a lot of market share, based off those current metrics. And, I thought I was much more bullish on AMD, of that duopoly. And, I only figured that from this run up, AMD would take, about 10% of, market cap from Intel. And, it hit that, and I didn't think it would hit that nearly as quickly as it did. I know some of you are saying, well, if you were invested in AMD, why didn't you just, buy them for the super long term? And it's because I think the only reason why they're gaining so much market share right now is because of Intel's falters. And, with their new CEO, they have made some great leaps and bounds as far as semiconductors go. But I'm personally unsure about how long they can hold that from Intel. So I was giving them, about a 10% market grab. And, they hit that. And my price target for that was between $22 and $25 a share. And again, when I made that video back when it was, I think my price point was at $10.51, but I think when I made that video it was at $9.60. So not many people paid attention to that price target back then, but now it's hit it, and now it's actually gone above it. I have sold out. I do expect, it's probably going to keep going up in the short term, but, it hit my price target from what I saw and how I valued the stock. It hit it. So that was my main reason for selling, was because if I just kept holding it on to there, it's, at the end of the day, it's not what I thought of. It could go up to $40 a share, but that wouldn't be my investment. That would just be a speculation based off the fact, and which is fine. But I figured, since I evaluated it one way, it hit that point, I'm selling out, and that's just what it is. The next thing is kind of the market psychology. So now I've been reading a couple of books. My favorite one so far is called The Rational Exuberance. And the books that I've been reading recently have been really diving into individual market psychology, what happens, why people always are chasing, even though that everybody knows the ground rules of buy low and sell high, and really what happens, when the media starts to switch its perspective, when the average person in the individual stocks market starts to change its perspective in such a short amount of time. You can see stocks run up so dramatically to the point where they're past whatever they were originally undervalued. They in a pessimistic state, they switch to a very exuberant, overly optimistic state that will just let the stock gain unrealistic returns in a very short amount of time. And I personally think that that's what happened with AMD. I love the company. I think that they were very undervalued, but now because everybody kind of just came to that realization, everybody's dumping money into it, and I don't see it being as undervalued as it was anymore. It could still be undervalued, but it's just not as much of a bargain as it was, say, at $10.51 a share when I, made my major positions. So, anytime that a company runs up, 100+% in a month, odds are something's going on. Yes, they had good earnings. Yes, things are still going wrong with Intel, but I do not think that the news that has come out, in this past month justifies movement in a month. Now, if this, was a 100% gain over the last year, yes, I think it would be justified, because AMD, they've been improving steadily, but nothing overnight changed to where the stock could triple in value or double in value, in such a short amount of time. And so that's kind of like a big red flag for me, and I just don't like being a part of that. The similar thing happened with Micron. I made a video about that over here, and I had made a post again on my Instagram that I was selling off some of my Micron shares because the stock ran up so quickly within a month. And I am long-term on the stocks when I buy them, but that doesn't mean that I'm just going to accept the fact that the market is being extremely irrational. I'm just going to weather it. No, I understand that a lot of people are jumping in because they have fear of missing out. They're trying to scalp it, they're trying to trade it, and I'm just not being a part of that. So I'll sell them my shares, I'll sell them to the overly greedy and optimistic people, keep on a portion of my shares, and then as it starts to come back to a normal price, I'll re-enter my position, and still get roughly the same average that I was in, and then just continue holding long. So again, that's kind of what I did with Micron, and then I rebought shares, and I'm still holding on to them, and I haven't bought any more since. And with AMD, I might do the same, but for right now, I'm not holding AMD after it's gone up over 100% in a month. I could be completely wrong, and I could be a fool. It could hit, $40 a share pretty soon. And, I honestly wouldn't be that surprised. However, I'm just banking on more so the fact that this is a very greedy market movement rather than people that are extremely bullish on AMD as a company. I think they saw the stock price move up so quickly and they wanted to throw their money at it to get quick gains. And I don't want to be invested in a company with a lot of those people. AMD is a relatively small company, so if you own shares in a company, those are the people that will depict what the stock price does, over the short term. So I'm just not dealing with that. So I'm just not, all the books that I've read show that this is kind of like a class A example of okay, hit this technical pattern, the psychology in the market shifted, and boom, here we are. As this happened, all the indexes just hit are hitting their highs again. And, I think that people are just a little bit too, optimistic right now, to say the least. Another thing, kind of going off of it hit my price target. I was up 137% when I sold. Obviously I just said that I was selling out into it, so it wasn't my entire position was up 137%, but I was right around here. I made a good amount of money in a relatively short amount of time off of an investment that I didn't expect to make that much money in a short amount of time. And so, while I'm happy for that, I don't want to, keep holding this because I know that people are being irrational. Watch it retrace back down, say $10, $15 a share, and then, still be in the same spot holding long term. Again, I'm a young person. I don't have an extremely high income. Me taking capital gains tax on this, at the end of the day, isn't going to erode much of my, personal wealth. So I'm not too worried about, some of this I have for, long terms, but I was buying it through last year, so I would imagine the bulk of this returns probably in short-term capital gains, but again, I'm young. That doesn't actually affect me in the grand scheme of things because my income is still relatively low. So, I'm taking it, running with my money, and, looking for the next investment. And I do think I'll be making a couple more videos. I do think there are other tech companies that I think, are in a better position to grow, say either at this rate or at a higher rate over the next couple of years than AMD is now currently. And if AMD plummets again, maybe I'll relook into them and maybe start buying shares again. But for right now, I'm staying away from it, and I'm looking for other investments that'll have videos to come out in the future. And the final thing is, overall, I am an investor, and I love, stocks, and I love, analyzing companies and everything like that. However, I am overall bearish, quote unquote, of the market. And now before you think oh, this guy is just saying that, oh, because things are at a high, it's overvalued, things like that. No, obviously, you guys know me, I invest in tech. Obviously, PEs, above a little bit above norm don't scare me. But, it's just kind of you can't be a bear and a bull all the time. You kind of have to take things with a realistic approach, in my opinion. And we are, we're at all-time highs. We're in the longest bull run in history as of, I think, last week. And, with Apple just hitting $1 trillion, with Amazon just hitting $1 trillion, we're hitting a new era. And no one knows what's going to happen. And generally, when no one knows it's going to happen, it goes up really quick and then drops. And that's just kind of my, take on it. According to, the CAPE ratio of, the averaged, PE over a span of time, we're, kind of approaching correction or recession territory. And I'm just kind of not super, bullish on it. If you guys want, I can give a full video as to like what my opinion is on the market right now. This video is just kind of summing up the fact that I'm out of AMD, and I didn't really want to go too long with this video. But I am right now, I'm never going to be at the point where I'm going to be out of the market entirely. However, I like to move towards cash right now because one, everything's rebounding. A lot of things are no longer on sale, quote unquote. And, to me, I don't want to be putting all my money in at that point in time. Like, again, I don't think everybody should be extremely bullish on the economy. But again, different video, different time. I'll go over that. So anyways, that's why I still have AMD. So I am out. And so let me guys know, are you guys still holding AMD? Throw it down in the comments below. Tell me if you think I'm right or if I'm wrong. And, if you like this video and you stuck around at the end of it, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.